Is there any update from any one of you with respect to the project?
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, Joshua says there's no update.
No, sir.
Demola,
No, sir. I'm
no
signing.
update.
I'm signing it this Thursday now because that's when we vacate.
Now, next week is Christmas week. There won't be class on Tuesday next week, and there won't be class on the 28th of next week. Uh, um, there may be class on the 31st of December, being the last day of the year, and also that is the day, the deadline which you need to turn in the project. So I have already told Joshua that I will come online on that day if you have something to present. Therefore, if you know you want to present, please indicate that on the group chat. If I do not see any message on the group chat concerning presentation of project, then just take that 31st as also no class. And that means I'm not going to ask about any project after that date. So we have today, 17th and 21st for the classes, and 31st for project presentation if you have a project to present. But if there is or there are no projects to present, then that day is also off. I hope it is clear enough. I
Yes, sir.
want, oh, Joshua, is it clear enough?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Do you have any question?
No.
Demula, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So that means we are rounding up the class this week. I will try as much as possible to cover this between now and next and Saturday. So, what is regular expression? Regular expression or rejects are what kind of English did I what kind of English did I put in? Okay, because I use plural here, regular expression or rejects is is a powerful tool for working with tests, allowing developers to perform complex pattern matching and test manipulation tasks. Regular expressions are an integral part of string processing, widely used for validation, searching, replacing, and parsing. So it is a sequence of characters forming a search pattern. It is used to match characters combinations in strings. Rejects, this tautology having here. Regex is implemented using two ways: regex reg esp constructor or the literal syntax. How do you create a string? You use double quotes. A string. How do you create a number? You just type in the number without any quotes, nothing. How do you create an object? The curly braces. How do you create an array? The square bracket. Now, to create regex using the literal syntax, you use 2 forward slashes, like so. So that is the literal syntax. That is one way. Another way is to use the regular expression constructor, which is reg exp. You use a new keyword because it is a constructor. So you put in your pattern, the pattern you are searching, then whatever flag you want to indicate. I will still explain what flag is in the nearest future. Now, for me to demonstrate, I'm going to use two tools. This is our IDE, which you are already familiar with, and this online regex11.com. You can see already the 2 forward slashes are in there already. These are flags. Let me remove these flags so that we won't see any flag there. So let's say let me just go, okay, let me just come here, copy it, any text online, Google, let's say, let me just come here, wallpaper, just copy something from here, any text. Oh, no, let me go, okay, let me come here. Ah, words. Okay, let me just copy this. Now, this is a simple string, right? Now, I want to search for if this string contains the word form. You can see that I'm only typing what I'm looking for, what I'm searching for within the 2 forward slashes, and it returns that there's a match, and the match is between the index position of 100 to 104. If you count each of these characters, you will see that F will be the position of 100, 101, 2, and 3. That is what you find out. So now, if I type capital FOM, right, it's still form, but you will see that there is no match at all, no match. Why is that so? It's because the form here is all lowercase. The characters are lowercase. Whereas I have an uppercase within what I am searching or looking for. Now, if you want to make what you are searching for case insensitive, you can use the flag I. This flag insensitive. Once I select that flag, you can see that the form is still now a match. If I so desire, I can turn everything to capital letter and it's still going to match. So the point I'm trying to make here is that without this case insensitive flag is always outside the second forward slash. You can see that there is no match. But if I include that insensitive, you will see that there is a match. So this is just literal, right? And if you go back to the test, there are two ways: the syntax, the literal syntax, and the regular constructor. Now, if I come here to the, I can see const, my pattern. So, and I'm creating, I want to use the regular expression constructor. Now, I will have my pattern here. If I say form, right? Now, I'm searching for form, and I want it to be case insensitive. That this is my what? My pattern now. This is the pattern I'm trying to search for. Now, let me create another um, string variable, string var. So I'm going to copy and paste what I copied online, right? So I will now apply this to what I'm searching for. So I can use the test, right? I can use this test if I so desire to test whether there is a match or not. Excuse me, please. So I will come here. I will say um, the pattern I'm looking for dot test. I'm going to test. I want to test whether this string has that pattern in it. So if it does, it's going to return true. So I'm going to print that out and run. I should have true. But if I change this to capital letter, it will still return true. Why? Because it is case insensitive. If I remove this one, let me see, and I run, you can see it is false because there is no word or string inside this string var that has capital F O R M. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Joshua, is there any question?
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk more about the flags. Now, please, I want you to note that the flag is outside the what? The second forward slash. Your pattern is within the two forward slashes when you are using literal syntax. But when you are using the constructor, there's no need for slashes. Just put them inside what? The quote, and the flag also in quote. Then you can go ahead and test your pattern. So regular expression modifiers. We have modifiers. Now this is also called modifier. So you can see that the modifier, also known as flags, they are optional parameters that you can use to alter the behavior of a regular expression. They follow the closing forward slash or are passed as the second argument in the regular expression constructor. It changes the search patterns. For example, the I flag makes the search to be case insensitive. Modifiers or flags allow regular expressions to adapt to various matching scenarios. Now, the following are common modifiers. The G, which stands for the global. Now, if I go back to this and I try to use the match, if you remember the match method, this match, is a string method. So that means that I'm testing. I need to call this method on a string. This is a string. I need to call it on a string. Then I will need to pass my pattern into this. So now, what is going to happen here? This will return the very first match of this pattern. And let's see, it will not return anything if there is no match. Why is it null? Simple, because this is capital F and there's no string called form that starts with capital F. If I change it to small letter f, it will return the very first one, which is one position 100. Let me input form here, form again. You will see it's going to return the very first one. This is the first one, index 0, this very first one. It will ignore this other form. Why? Because it is we did not indicate that it should search for it globally. What match method does is that it will return the very first occurrence of that pattern. So as in our case now, the very first occurrence is occurring at index 0. But if I indicate the global G and I run again, you will see that it will now return all the occurrences within that string. This is the very first one, and this is the second one. But without the global flag, it will only return the very first occurrence. Is there any question?
No.
Joshua, okay, said no. Ademola, is there any question?
No, sir.
Okay, I move on. I've talked about case insensitive. This also searches for searching multi-line, just in the example now. I can do something like enter, then put another string, enter, put another string, enter, put another string, and so on and so forth. So it's going to search those multiple lines. I've explained line carriage before as a return. I've explained those two before now. So now, because these are line returns, so the M modifier, we help to search all the multiple lines within that string. So I move on because of my time. Now, the dots X is used to search to search whether there is a new line character. This is a new line. This is a return carriage. It's going to search if we have a new line character within a string or a return carriage within a string. The dots should not be confused. This one, this dots here, it should not be confused with the quantifier. We are still going to talk about it. The quantifier dot. This dot is just saying that okay, anywhere you find if there is if there's a return in a new line in between A and B, character A and B, just indicate that it is a match. It will return true. If not, if assuming this isn't there, this will return a false. But because there's a new line character there, so it is going to return true. Now I move on. This you may not even need all these. The major ones that you will need, they are the global and the case insensitive. Those two are very important for you to understand. So I move on. Now, coming to grouping. Now, let me annotate one more time. If you want to form a pattern, which is a regex, you use the two forward slashes. Then you have your flags here. It can be global, it can be case insensitive. Then within these two, you have your pattern. You have your pattern. Now, this pattern can be literal, which we have just demonstrated with the form example, or it can be groups. This grouping comes in two ways: the one with the normal brackets and the one in square brackets. So let us quickly talk about grouping. Now, this is the normal bracket. Now, in regex, groups are a way of a way to segment patterns into logical units, enabling functionality like capturing matched substring, reusing part of the patterns, or applying quantifiers to portions of the pattern. Groups are created using parentheses. Parentheses. Now, we have different types of groups. We have the capturing groups. The capturing groups captures the matched content so that you can access it later. For example, look at the hello world. Let us go to the online and see how we can demonstrate that. The regex 101, let's say I have hello world, and inside here I have say hello and maybe world here. You will see that there is no match. Why so? This literal is saying that the word must be after the word hello, and there must be a space in between them. However, if you look at this content, though there is a space here, but we have other characters in between that space and the word string. But if you want to separate them into entities, you can use your parentheses like so. So now, if you can see that it's still trying to tell you that there must be what, a space in between the two, and nothing must be in between. Now let us now put the what, the hello word here. Let me type capital H and that. Now you can see that it is now matching. Why? Because of case insensitive. Now it's matching three things. First of all, it will match the two words hello world right here. You can see it here. It matches the two. Then the individual, the hello group one, and the world group two. This is the actual match. Now, if I remove this, there won't be any match again. Now, let's do something. Instead of the parentheses, let us use um, square brackets. Now, the square brackets, what this is doing, listen carefully. The square bracket is taking each character and is now trying to match everything as a whole. But let's assume that I remove this word. You will see that now it will try to match H, E, L, L again, and O. Now, if you look at what's it called? The alphabet as a, okay, it's like I'm jumping. Let me just follow the sequence because I'm jumping too much. Probably because I'm trying to cover a lot within the shortest possible time. Now, we have seen that it can group these two things into two different groups. The first one is LO, and the second one is word. And you can now have access to it later, which, which simply means that you can use it within your program later, maybe probably in another section of your code. Now, we have the non-capturing groups. The non-capturing group patterns, but do not capture the merged content. What does that mean? This is a syntax. You have the question mark and the column. Once I have this right in front of what I'm trying to merge, there won't be any form of grouping. Now, if I come back to the initial one here, let me come, I will say come back to the square bracket later. Let's say I have the parentheses and I have hello again, and I have, excuse me, and I have world without any space in between. No match because there's no word like that. Now you can see that it matches the 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 word hello word, one word, but it creates two other groups. But if I insert question mark and column here, you can see that there is no group for the hello. You can see no group for the hello, but there is a group for the word. If I do likewise here, there won't be any group. It will only match hello word. Is there any question before I move on? If I'm too fast, please let me know. Is there any question, Joshua?
No, sir.
Okay. I move on. So now, um, so now you can even name your captured data. You can insert whatever name you want to give it here. For example, I'm giving this group, right, greeting, the name greeting, and I'm giving this group the name target. If I go back again to, where is it? Here's this one. And I say greeting, yeah, or just say greets, just to short. And greets and what do I say? Audience, for example, audience. Now you can see that this group is now named greet and this group is now named audience. That is basically what that is doing. If I copy this, come here, I'm going to use literal, and let me say case insensitive, and I have hello, hello, world here. Hello world. Okay. Now, if I use the method exec, let me remove all this pattern. Okay, let me use pattern, my pattern. Okay, let me even see this. So now, if you look at this very, very well, you can see that we have the very first match, hello, and the two groups, hello and world. But if you look right here, you can see that there is a key called groups, which is now holding the key greet and the value hello and the audience. So which simply means that I can console.log what is returned from here. Let me copy it and give it output. For example, output, right? So now I can now have access to this output. Dot, remember, I can access this. I will say groups, ps, then dot greet. I can say greet. It should return me the hello run pattern. Okay, I think there's an error somewhere here. Okay, yes, run. So you can see I have access to the word to that value hello. So I can use it the way I want within my program. In as much I can have access to it, I can retrieve data from it and then use as I wish. So I move on. Now, um, there are special characters like the look ahead and the look behind groups. Now, what are these look ahead and look behind? They are tools for ascertaining the presence or absence of pattern before and after a match. Sorry, hold on, please. So now, um, you can match depending on what is before and what after. Now, we have the positive look ahead, we have the negative look ahead, and we also have the positive look behind, and also the negative look behind. Now, going back to the very first one, positive look ahead, this ensures a specific pattern follows the current position. Now, if you are looking for a certain pattern before that search, that string that you are searching, that something must occur before it, then you use this one. But if you are if you want to negate it, that it must not be before it, that is when you use the negative look at it. You can see this not operator. It must not follow that particular string that you specify here. Now behind it's whatever you have here must be after your search, what the string you are searching for. But if you do not want it to show, you negate it. That is why it is called negative look behind. Let's quickly look at examples so to make it more um, interesting. So now look at positive look ahead. Now I will still talk about this border. This B is the boundary. I will still explain that. So what this is saying is that anywhere that hello comes before world, make it a match. For example, in this case, you can see hello world comma, hello universe. It will match this very first one and not this other one, because this is universe and not world. Let us quickly just demonstrate this. Oh, where is, yeah, so I have that. If I run, you can see that it matches this very first one. And how do I know? Because of the index 0. Whereas this is index 0 and this one is not index 0. This should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is index 13. So it won't match this, but it will match this one. So this must occur before the word is looking ahead of the word. But if I say I don't want it there, match any other one. So you can see now that it is now matching this, right? So you can see now, because I'm using the negative look ahead here. I don't want any hello to be before the word. So you can match any other hello elsewhere, and that is why it is not matching this other hello. Is there any question? Is there any question?
No, sir.
Okay, I've just demonstrated the negative look ahead now. So similarly, the behind. So this one is saying that morning must come after good. So this will match this morning here, not this morning. But if I now negate it, if I negate this one now, it won't match this one, but rather it will match that one. So this is the summary table of what I've just explained. Do you have any question?
Could you send me?
Can you speak louder, please?
I said, can you send some of the information that you have
Okay.
in?
Oh, okay. This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me quickly. Let me see. I can copy this. Let me copy. Um. Yes, this one. Oh no, it didn't copy. We go back, screenshot it. So yes. So that is that. So let's move on. Now we have the other um, form of group, which is a character set. So this one, as I explained earlier, we match every character. It's not looking at the word, it's looking at each character. So as you can see here, that this matches any of A, B, or C. And if you want to do a range, you can do a range by indicating A dash Z, meaning that any character between lowercase a to lowercase z. So that means that means it will match A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on to X, Y, Z. Right? So now this caret, what it's saying is that ignore whatever you have here and match any other character. For example, let me quickly annotate. if I have character A, B, C, right? What is saying that do not match A, do not match B, do not match C. You can match any other character like E, F to anything, even D is there. So X, Y, and Z, but not A, B, C, not A, B, C. That is what that one is doing. Is there any question? I've demonstrated this earlier on, but not, although I've not demonstrated this character. So let me quickly demonstrate that. So let's say I have this string and I have uh, square bracket A, B, C, square bracket. Let me make it case insensitive. I. So now if I say match all, if I use match all, for example, and if I'm using match all, then I must do global here. Match all, that should return, okay, it's returning an iterator because it's a collection of so many what's it called, so many characters apart from A, B, and C. Let us, is there A here? Okay, there's not even A here. So let me just put something like A. Hello, Abbey. Hmm? So it will match A and B here. Hello, cab. So it will match A, the C, A, B here. So let me quickly capture what is returned here. Then since it is an iterator, I can loop through it. So I can say, I can use for the for of, for let string, or let's say char character of this. So whatever I want to do right here, I can print, just for me to see console dot log char. Let me log all the char recorded there. If I run it, it's taking time. Why is it taking? Aha. So now you can see that it matches A, this one, output index 6, it matches B, it matches C. There's no E there, so don't match. It matches A and B, right? As you can see there. But if I say I do not want any of this A, I'll just use caret there. So it will match every other one apart from A. You won't see A, B, or C here. You will not see, but you will see any other character. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Hmm.
Okay, so I move on. If you want to match digits, you can use 0 to 9. No matter the digits you are writing, be it 1 million or 1 billion and 10, each of those character falls between 0 and 9. So it's going to match that. And just like the string, if you use the character, it means that exclude anything here. So it's going to match any other character. And this is the summary of that one too. So I can just screenshot this and share with you on the screen. So I have that and go to WhatsApp and share. Okay. So now let's continue. Now, let me quickly demonstrate this number. Let's say I'm looking for a range of numbers 0 to 9, right? I do not need all these flags. So let's say I have AB1 here and cap 423, for example. So this should match just the numbers. Hmm? What are you saying? Test. Coming. Oh, yes. G. So you can see that I have 1, match 2, 4, 2, and 3. But if I put the carat, please note where I am inserting the carat. It is within the square bracket, not outside the square bracket. Because a carat outside the square bracket means another thing entirely. So please take note of that. If I run this, you will see that it will return me any other character apart from the numbers. So I'm going to stop here because it's already 9 o'clock. So I'm going to stop here, then we'll continue on Saturday. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. We meet on Saturday. So do not forget, do your project. The project is to help you to kind of what is this word? Is ah uh, should I use the word imbibe? But imbibe is not the right word for it. So it's just to help you make what you are learning second nature to you. Do something with it, work with it, and you will see that in no time you will become an expert. All right, thank you. See you on Saturday by God's grace.